Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to episode 14 of PGR4 Platinum playthrough. And on the driver standings, we are into single figures, 9th place now, and 150 points-ish behind top spot. So the gap is slowly closing. And to start today's episode off, we have got an invitational on the Michelin test track. And it's the Ferrari Wildcard Challenge. Prove to Ferrari you have the skills to play with the Tour Masters. Gain a Tour wildcard if you win this race, which we don't actually need, to be honest, because we can already enter the A and B class Masters races, but we'll do it just because. So this wildcard would have been useful if you hadn't made it to maybe the Masters or the... Is it Hot Shot, the second highest category? If you hadn't made it all the way up there by now, you could enter a higher championship. But a one-on-one with the Enzo, which we've used pretty recently, actually. On the Nürburgring. But this time we are using it in London. And this guy's doing the corners better than me, driving pretty quickly. We can just cut him off there. The headlights look really cool, actually. Just noticed. This seems like a new circuit as well. But got the familiar straight here with Big Ben. And this feels different as well, because usually there's a big old straight down that side of it. I'm sliding quite a lot in the Enzo. And forgetting to change gear as well. So, in all honesty, I probably... Oops. Oops, indeed. Probably should have skipped this wildcard. Because we don't need to do it, but it's a different event at least to see. Right, now I need to actually drive well. On the inside of him. Probably be better going out wide here and then cutting in. Which it definitely is. I keep changing down a bit too much. That's why we're getting some power sliding. But the Enzo isn't as good on a slower track with loads of corners. And it's been the same in all the PGRs, really. It's always been better at when you're going quickly already. Like the Nürburgring offers, with those long straights and high-speed corners. But still one of the best B-class cars. This and the Ferrari 288, I did exactly the same thing. And I was very lucky that he just crashed into the side of me and nearly took me out. But you can see my tyre marks against the wall. I literally did precisely the same movement. But that was fairly fortunate to get away with that. And as usual, there's no music on the end of a invitational. So it's eerily quiet. But we won. Pointless, but we won. It would be a cool idea if you could sell that wild card. What does it say? You have a wild card to use, enter championship above your rank. So it would have been a cool feature if we could sell that and gain some kudos maybe from it or something, or points even. But back in Macau, our favourite place to race, timed run, cone sprint, superstar, time versus kudos. Right. So straight away, slidey car needed, street race. So, is that 5? 5 stages. So we've got Superstar and Time versus Kudos. And what was the last one? I think it may have been a street race. It was. Right. So we haven't used the MC12. We haven't used the Jost Supercar. And... what else have we even got? I mean... I need drifty cars, though, and the cars that would kind of be suited to this as you know, Macau's quite technical. Does have some quite long straights, but they're all pretty grippy. That's the problem I've got here. I mean, even the XJ220 hasn't got crazy drifting. I mean, it's just begging to be used again, this Ferrari, really, because we are getting to the stage now where we have used most of the cars. The MC12 drives very similar to the Enzo. Supercar's too grippy. SR3 Turbo's too grippy. JP1's too grippy. Ultima's too grippy. And that Dodge is just not very good. And also, actually, it's not too bad. It's a bit slow, but it might have done all right on this. I've used the Dodge in Macau before, different variants. It might have been the SRT10 or something. But I think, just to be safe, we'll go with the GTO again, I think. If it wasn't the Time versus Kudos and the Superstar, I would have picked something else, but at least I'm looking forward and seeing the events and realising, okay, this car might be, you know, good enough to slide to give me the Kudos. Whereas before I've just gone in sort of on a whim and just picked any old car. But I'm actually being sensible about this. Which, as you've seen, previously it didn't go so well in quite a few of the episodes, so. But, on a positive note, this is episode 14. This is the first time we're reusing a car in a championship, so I think that's gone pretty well. And that is mainly due to the fact that, oh crap, the Masters are A and B class, and we've had a lot of those, significantly more than any other type of championship. We barely touched on the F class in the, whatever it was, novice rank. I'm really not doing very well here. The first category, we barely used any cars in that. We used like the Lancia Delta and then the Stingray. And I think we might have moved up from there because there was a couple of majors we did. Yeah, it's not going so well. But because of this car and its ridiculous acceleration, we're only a 10th behind. So if you're thinking about what car to use in B class, always use this one. Because the only thing it's not so brilliant on is the very top end, which rarely comes into play. And even on the Nürburgring, I'm just braking far too late on the entire of this track. Because I'm trying to commentate and drive, it just doesn't work sometimes. Right. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, even on the Nürburgring, this will do well. Because you can accelerate out of most of the corners pretty easily, and the main straight is only sort of one section of it. There are two kind of big straights on it, but I'm sure it'll keep up with the Enzo and other cars like that. I mean, this slides for days, this car. I haven't really driven very well at all, so I'll have to see if we're actually ahead. I'll remember this section. I always get caught on the inside. Much like this, because the wheels get caught on the curb and then you just start wheel spinning. And I remember it's impossible to not make this car slide, no matter how early you brake anyway. But that was far too late. Now, I think we did this exact championship in the Dodge Viper. And the finish is only around here. But I think we're all gravy. I mean, from my point of view, that was a pretty poor lap. But the car's acceleration, as I've said, just makes it so much easier. So we'll take that. I didn't really get this for this sort of track, because I mean, any of the other cars I mentioned previously would have been okay in this. But coincidentally, the person in second place also has the GTO. Again, it's obviously randomised, but still a coincidence. And a few thousand kudos ahead, so that's good. So there was a... don't know what's next. It was Cone Sprint, Superstar, Time versus Kudos. One of those three. And we did a Kudos... no, not Kudos. A Cone Sprint last time in this as well. Tokyo? Possibly. Maybe Shanghai. But it was quite good, isn't it? It's pretty nimble. Brakes aren't so good, though. That's one thing. Coming from the Enzo to this, you do realise that the Enzo has got much better brakes. I need to tell myself to brake earlier. It doesn't always happen. 300ths ahead. That was a bit better judge that time. Right, we don't care about hitting the wall as long as we haven't got any penalties. Kudos would be nice, but it's not not necessary. Oh, it's 3 laps. Oh, this is quite a long track, actually. I'm scared. That was close. We have a nice wide section. We like these. I'm happy about them. I'm going a bit too fast here. Oh, no. It's this corner again. There's a theme here that I crash on the same corners on every lap of every track. If I crash on it once, I won't learn. I'll crash on it the next lap as well. Interesting to see if we're actually in first after that. Yes, we are, until I looked at the thing, and now we're 2 seconds behind. Yep. Whoopsie. I'll tell you what, this is actually quite challenging, this one. It's a high-speed track, lots of dodging. But I need to remember this corner. Hey, look at that. I didn't crash. Ooh, bit of oversteer there. Right, I need to not look at the names this time. Because that is why I crashed into that cone. Oh, God. Right, it's only 1 penalty. I might get away with it if I drive well for the rest of it. It's hard. This is hard, this one. Oh, that's so close. I just really wouldn't want to do these on a bike. Oh, that's exactly the same as the other lap I did. Got to remember that corner. You can go quite quick around there, to be honest. Right, a bit easier on the throttle that time. No spinning out for me. I just realised we've got a big old combo going here. And I probably shouldn't notice that, because that makes it even more likely I'm going to bin it into a barrier somewhere along the line. God, this section's tight. Right, we're 2 seconds ahead again. I did have time to look then. So even with that stinky penalty... Right, this is bad, this bit. I remembered. I do have to concentrate the most in these events. This is big brain concentration time. I've taken the exact same line all 3 laps around there. I have 0 kudos. And it's all in the combo. One wrong move and it's 0 kudos for Stribbers. I think the key is just don't go silly with the speed. Oh my god. Somehow didn't hit a cone, somehow kept the combo going. Right, we've got this stupid corner around here. Oh. Anyone else nervous? I mean, I think I might have done that one combo. Not bad, 2,000 kudos for that. Did get a 3-second penalty. And I don't know how much we won by. 10 seconds. That's quite impressive, actually. We could have had 13 if I didn't mess up as well, so... Overall, this car is a beast. And that other GTO didn't come second, which is good for us. Shooting up to 33,000 kudos. Awesome stuff. And we didn't buy another car pack, so we've still got a lot of kudos to spend, which is good as well. So this track is just a wet oval. So that's going to be interesting though, because there's not that many corners. I think I could probably get 5 per corner, times 5 laps. There's only 25 stars, so how does that work? Oh, there's 2 corners, sorry. Idiot. Right, let's get that. Got us in 2nd gear. So so I could get 50 stars. Possibly. Oh, and we get the star bonus as well, don't we? So, yeah. Brake more. Right, so I think we should be able to do it. If we can get a 5-star move every corner, that should be it. And I've got to remember to change down. Unless you're actually going that speed, then I don't need to. That was good. Happy with that one. Now I need to brake more on this corner. Because this was a little tight, this one. Yeah, this car's absolutely bloody brilliant for this. Look at this. I've actually found a car, or picked a car, should I say, for a drifting event that drifts. A little too well. Whoops. That might actually have ruined it. Right, 3rd time's the charm. This is like the complete opposite of every car I've used so far in the drifts events. It drifts so much that it overdrifts. Alright, there we go. It's that one. Just change down to 1st if you need to and just whip that round. It works really well. You get loads of kudos in the 1st gear when it's spinning its wheels high up in the 1st gear. Nearly did the same thing again. You can see just like that on the spot, you get a lot of kudos. It does overcook it quite easily though, but you can just do that. There you go. Hopefully the time's quite lenient. It's nice to take that. I mean, we're getting loads of kudos, if not loads of kudos stars as well. Again, wouldn't like to be on a bike on this one. So, another couple of laps to go. Hopefully we're on course. That was quite nice, but nearly binned it. And I'm guessing 4,000 is the max. No, it's not. Potentially 5,000 then. Ooh, getting a bit of lag there. Unusual. Come on, give me that 5. That should be alright over the line. Nope. Oh, you're kidding me. What an absolute fool. Still might be possible, though, if I just don't fancy restarting that. I forget that. That's 44 plus 1. 45. Plus... I've changed to reverse by accident. Got a bit carried away there. Right, this should be it. This is not a pretty drift at all. There we go. That should be it. Mank it, please. There we go. Just bashed into the wall, that last bit. And didn't get full kudos. That end bit was really scruffy, but just won by 1 star. And yeah, I'm glad I picked that car. Any other car would have been a bit harder on that one. But that's 3-1 out of 5. Pretty good so far. And the Jag came second again. Stephanie beating Mariko there. And let's see how we do. Yeah, quite clear now. 14,000 with 2 events left. And we've done the cone sprint. We've done the superstar. So it's time versus kudos now, which usually are quite hard. So we'll see. Right then, what is the time to beat? 1:28. That means nothing to me. But hopefully this car should do it. You do get a lot of kudos in this car, so that is what I'm holding out for. That was not the best drift though. It doesn't drift anywhere near as well in the dry compared to the... Yep, I remember that happening. Yeah, you can't overdo it in this car because it'll bite you in the arse. Right. So let's chuck this in nicely. You don't get much for that though. It does it so easily. Just whips back when you don't want it to. You're better off just doing that and not sliding too much on the spot. Because that's not too bad. We'll get a bit of whip back there. I've no idea if I'll do well on this. I'll have to see right at the end, but you can't drift around here at all. You just got to fly down this bit. This is where all the time will come from. That's saying 5 seconds ahead. How does that work? Getting high speed and a drift and a jump. And then nearly hitting the wall. Just about holding it. You can get a dirty slide and then waste it. Right, that was alright up there. Very hard to hold this car once it's finished its sliding. Getting it in a straight line again is harder said than done. No, easier said than done. And not hitting the wall is annoying as well. And in these tight sections, this is hard. I accidentally changed down to first, but it might suit me. Where are we? 8 seconds ahead. That is very unlike a timed run. Or a time versus kudos. Oh, that was quite nice. Oh, facing the wrong way. Yep. Straight away. Knew that was going to happen. And we've got this tight section here. Luckily we can get in first gear and get lovely slides going around here. And no opportunity for sliding around here. The finish line is only around there. So as far as a time versus kudos is concerned, that was fairly comfortable. Again, because I picked the right car for the job. But I think we won by a good 6 seconds. So there's definitely events that are harder than others in time versus kudos. Because I didn't slide an awful lot, and by the first checkpoint, we were already like 4 seconds ahead or something. So the Ferrari comes second this time, the Japanese fella. He's going to catch back up to Stephanie slightly. And they're close between second and third, but we've already won the championship, even if we come last, I think. So time for the final street race. All right then. And the Ferrari starting in 5th, actually. A couple XJs in first place, which was the similar starting order to the previous championship we did with the Enzo. And is this a similar track to what we've done, where we turned right and there was a huge puddle of water? Not this corner, but the next one. It is, yeah. There used to be a huge puddle of water here. Wow, he braked quite early then. The kudos wording can't keep up. Keeps changing every second. Trying to get past this big old fat Lamborghini. There we go. It's got a big booty, that car. And I'm guessing that is the... I'm sure that was the Lambo anyway. It wasn't the Jag, was it, in second place? That could have been the Jag, actually. It did look like a Lambo, though. But we have to catch the Jag up in first place. And I do need to use this car again, because that Jag's actually really good in this class. But surprisingly, driving all right. And I actually got stuck on the back of him there. Really hard to overtake in these sections and going too wide there. But they're quite matched for acceleration, these two. Jag's got much better top speed. But I know to brake here because of this corner. And again, I'm just getting stuck on the back of him. Whoopsie. Pushed him a little bit wide, but... Oh well, first place. We've got 3 laps of this track. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure we've done this exact track. I'm trying to think what car we used. It won't have been this one again, will it? Oh, that was absolutely dreadful. In fact, the Jag's going to go for a move here. And I thought I braked quite late there. But they braked too early, actually, so... I'm trying to think what we used. Was it the... It might have been the Viper. Did we use the Dodge Viper in this? Possibly. Because it did struggle on one of the straights. Yeah, I think it was the Viper. And we couldn't beat the 599. I think we came second. But yeah, definitely need to give that Jag another go. Seems really good. Still plenty of cars to use in both the A and B class. That was going well until that very point. You can see how well the AI are driving. As he's only just behind. Or she. Fairly okay through there, and we've got the nice straight to wind up on. With all of those Italian horses. Nice big kudos, lovely. Crossing the line at 192. Fastest lap. And doing that better this time. And you can see the Jag catching up on the straight there. That's actually quite impressive. Like I said, when the Jag gets going, it's very good. It came second in the in the acceleration test, and that's only because I think it wasn't as good off the line as this. This has got better lowering acceleration. Got max kudos. See, how has this got 4,000 max kudos in this long race, but that shorter race we did had like over 5,000. Seems a bit strange. This is the closest that an AI car's been in the street race, though. And I'm not helping myself at all. God, just can't get off these barriers. Right, getting a bit better through there. Oh, a little bit wide. That Jag is really keeping up with me, and we'll see now on the straight just how much it's going to catch up. Around about now is when it's going to start reeling me in. Definitely closing in there, right at the end. And actually going for the move. It's too late, mate, I'm afraid. We finished. But full kudos for that, 19,000. And another win in the bag. And that GTO actually came quite far down the list there, so that's probably going to drop down, maybe? Or no. I think it was the other Jag that came third there, the person that was in 7th. But 85,000 kudos, which is good for a 5-stage event, and 40 more points. So I don't know if we'll go up a place. I think there was one potentially that was quite close to us, so we could. Okay, we've won the Peninsula trophy, and that does indeed put us over Sam Bishop into 8th place now. And we're touching the 1,000 mark. And because Calvin Barnes didn't participate in that event, he didn't gain any points. And neither did Jasek. It doesn't look like they did because Mariko has overtaken him. But that puts us to 113 behind. So you can see, we're not too far away. Not too far away at all. And these guys are all bunched really closely together. So the last few we should catapult over. But a load of kudos now and another invitational to do. Ford GT Drift Challenge. Drift like a 70s cop show driver to gain access to the retro-inspired Ford GT. So it's for the Ford GT40, which I don't think is very good, but we'll see what this is about. Alright, we're actually in the Ford GT itself, not the Ford GT40. When it said retro, I suppose this car is retro, isn't it? But wasn't that retro when the game came out. Maybe we win the GT40 afterwards. Maybe, I don't know. I might just be talking crap, but does it drift? That's actually not too bad at drifting at all. It's very heavy feeling though, this car. That is what I'd say straight away. Oh, bloody hell. I've got a minute to do this, so... Yeah, this feels really weighty and very slow to respond. Which isn't usually what it feels like in PGR. It was actually really good in PGR3. Not very good in PGR2, but the handling was good. It was just slow. But compared to the that Ferrari, this feels naff. But all we've got to do is drift in it, and we're nearly there. Does it end when we get it, or do we carry on? No, we carry on. But it looks like we just got enough before the straight. Because we don't get anything for crossing the line. And it does mean we can get some more here. I don't know if we keep these kudos. I thought we would have done. There we go. Quite a lot over the target, actually. And I don't think we can even use the GT because it's in C-Class, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's in C-Class, so we won't be able to use it anyway. Alright, Ford GT Drift Challenge, Las Vegas done. And we could potentially use it in the arcade mode. I forgot about that. So that is one option. And another Macau. As soon as we go to Asia, we just seem to be in Macau for some reason. And Eliminator Street Race Overtake. Street Race. It's a 6th one, isn't it? It's a big one. Overtake. I wish there was a way of skipping through the stages so they scroll a bit quicker. Okay, did that say A-Class? A-Class, so... Is that a big straight? I mean, we've got a lot of choice now from A-Class to use. In fact, there's a bit too much choice at the minute. Caparo T1. I might be tempted to use that because we can spend some kudos and buy that on its own. There's a few I'd like to use here, though. I'd like to use McLaren, the Koenigsegg. I'd like to use the GT1's a bit slow. I'd use the Gumpert. I'd use the RAF Supercar. I'd use the Ultimate Aero. Panels, I'm not sure if that track's going to be too long for it. We've used that. We've used that. Yeah, I'm going to use the Caparo. So that's all we get from this pack. Is that car on its own. I'll show you the pack quickly. Yeah, like I said previously, meant to be the best car in the game. Because it's on its own for the most expensive. And the only thing that's higher rated kudos is the Gamer Picture Pack, which costs 1 million kudos. So that's one of the last things to buy. And if you go through the packs, we've actually got the 4 most expensive ones there. And the other 2 being bikes, Lamborghini Track Specials. So we've got a lot of them. And go to Gotham Career. I think the T1 will be good for this. It seems like a perfect type of track layout for the T1. And got a normal gold colour, but there's a few other colours here. We haven't actually had a white car yet, have we? Yeah, we'll get it in white. My god, this is a weird looking car. And I've also not seen the... oh, there you go. I was just about to say, I haven't really seen the AI use it, but there's one there in 6th place. Potentially this could backfire. It's pretty good. I mean, the top end isn't amazing, but it's got very good acceleration. I didn't particularly like its handling, though, I've got to be honest. It has some weird... Oh, God. Bit of lag there. It had some weird understeer going on, but that's the car I'd like to use, that can't even say it, FXX. Can't get past these guys, DBR9 there. And it's an eliminator, I forgot about that. But the acceleration's pretty good at this. Like I said, it does handle weirdly. I can't really handle or control it very well at the moment. Let's get used to it a bit more. I mean, it is very grippy. One thing to note, but it's... Get that F50 out of the picture. Is it going to be the McLaren F1 in front? Because it's always the McLaren F1. Which hints at the fact that I do need to use that car still. Oh dear. I don't think we're going to catch him now. That might be a restart. This is very hard to get used to this car. It's got amazing brakes. Really good acceleration. Very twitchy though. In the handling department. The F1's there. And I'm trying to learn the gearing points as well. And McLaren's going to start coming back at this speed. Yeah, restart. Ah, it looks like it's the RUF supercar that's in first. Right, come on. I can drive this car quicker than this, definitely. Trying to avoid this mess at the first corner, which I only partially avoided. Oh, Jesus. Why? Not going so well so far. A-Class is always hard to get to the front of the group in these tight tracks as well. It's another thing that's annoying. Oh, as soon as you hit the back of them, they slam the brakes on, you get stuck on them. That is really annoying. Like that. He just put the brakes on again after I hit him. There was no need to. And the track is too narrow for me to get good enough overtake on them. To be fair, I'm trying to dirty overtake, but it is what it is at the moment. In fact, that might be the F50 GT in front. And this guy helps him around the corner. You can see this thing's low acceleration is really good. I'm just driving it horrendously. Yeah, that is incredibly hard to take. And that F50's just left me. Like I said, it's a bit wobbly under braking. And a bit twitchy. There's no excuse though. I just cannot get used to this thing. It just handles like a go-kart. It's really, really weird. I had difficulty trying to get this around the Nürburgring F1 test track as well. Right, I am going to do a good lap. This is going to be it. Right, that's fairly smooth. As far as it goes. F50 is quick on the straight, obviously. Right, we're on his tail now. He just surprises me with the braking point there. And we lose a lot of kudos from that. You just can't overtake them on these narrow bits. There we go. You just get sucked into the bumper of them and get stuck on them. Right, this is hard to take, this bit. There we go. Not spinning out this time. It's always a bonus. I can hear it behind me, though. You can brake so late in this. That's where I was kind of going wrong before. I was braking too early, then turning it into the inside of the barrier. And that was a pretty poor corner, but definitely getting used to this now. You can see when I'm turning, when you turn the tiniest bit, look at the car, it just completely... it has so much turning for so little input. I don't know how you'd word that, really. Oh, God, that's awful. The steering's very responsive, I guess. Is that how you say it? I've got to remember this is time-based, so actually, if he got past me there, I could have lost that. But it's like really wobbly. I'm sure if you got used to this car and you could drive it really well, it would be one of the quickest around some tracks that don't have ridiculously long straights. But didn't win that by too much. Was a bit dodgy, that driving. And we shoot up to first place. Nicely done. And the other T1 came 7th, actually. The Irish chap. But next stage. Right, street race this time. Probably going to have the same issues as before, and it's in the rain, so they're going to be amplified. I think it was 3 laps. It seems to be lagging quite a lot. That's the worst. It's still lagging now. It's finally sorted itself out. That was very weird. I know, it's back again. That's the worst I've seen it so far. That must be a combination of the track and the weather. And we're actually at max speed. That's how quickly it gets to its max speed, look. And then I braked late and this thing just catches the brakes. I need to trust the brakes of this car. They are really that good because obviously it's tremendously light. And it's this F50 again that's just pulling away massively. Like I said, when I drove that, I struggled driving that as well. Maybe I just struggle driving every car. That could be a theory. The amount of times I do that is actually quite silly. But not restarting, so we can catch him up. Just not to... Got to stop driving like an absolute retard. There we go, we'll nip on the inside of him there. How'd you like that? I can't believe how quickly this thing gets up to its top speed. I've never seen this car outside of PGR4. I don't know if anyone else has. But I've definitely never heard of or seen anything to do with Caparo other than in this game. Caparo T1. Let me know if you have, or if it's in any other game. I'm trying to think of the description PGR gave it. It was like the first street legal Formula 1 car, or something along those lines. Yeah, lots of high speed kudos for this. And I braked too early then. That just shows how good the brakes are. Yeah, definitely. If you get used to this car, this is definitely a weapon around a track. I appreciate cars like this for their engineering, because obviously it's crazy, but I don't really like them. Same with cars like the Radical SR1 and the what's the other one? No, it's not the SR3, sorry. And then there's the SR9, possibly. The quicker one in A-Class. And I'm not concentrating again, I'm just talking. And the Jaguar JP1 and the Ariel Atom. Those sorts of cars. I've changed to reverse by accident. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of those cars. I wouldn't really call them cars. I don't really know. They're like stripped out cars is what I'm trying to say. Like go-karts. Whereas I think cars like the panels, even though they're proper race GT cars, I just think they just look so much better and qualify more as actual cars. If that makes sense to anybody, probably not, but that's my view on it. Like the McLaren F1, Ferrari F50 GT, they resemble cars more than go-karts. And we're on the final lap, getting the high-speed kudos. I think we took that last bit quite well, or the AI messed up, one of the two. Flying now. I can brake late. Look how late you can brake, it's absolutely wicked. Now this is when it's going to be hard, going from this car to something else and trying to adjust to not as good brakes. So I need to try and use, there's 3 cars I really want to use before the end of the series. In A-Class anyway, and I can use them, to be fair, in the arcade mode, so it's not the end of the world, but I'd like to use McLaren F1, the Ferrari FXX, I'll say that slower this time so I can actually say it, and the Ultimate Aero. I'd like to use those 3 cars. It's top of my priority. And I do want to use the panels, but obviously that top speed, I keep saying it, but it does make a huge difference. Maybe on some style-based event I can use it. And only 3,000 max kudos for this. Very odd. How does it decide to give this race 3,000 max kudos? When it's a hefty race. Is it a 2-minute lap? Or is it a bit longer? Or a bit less even? Absolutely miles ahead of that F50 now. Yeah, it's near enough a 2-minute lap, isn't it? 1 minute 50 is it going to be? There we go. Smash the hell out of it. It's such a weird looking thing, isn't it? Those, like, suspended wheel arches are the strangest looking thing. Obviously, for aerodynamics, downforce, all that jazz. What these cars are created for. But that's only the second event. This is going to be a long episode, I think. It usually is with 2 A-class or Masters championships, and there's usually an Invitational in there as well. But 8,000 ahead, not too many, because the F50s come second twice. Right, and an overtake this time. We haven't done one of these in a while. And the guy driving the Aston Martin came first, so that's a load of crap, isn't it? That car is the worst in A-class by some distance. It could be in B-class, I'm thinking. It'd be interesting to pit that against the Ferrari 288 and see the actual difference in acceleration and all that stuff. Oh, crap. If someone fancies letting me know, because on my acceleration tests, I have done DBR9, and the Ferrari 288 GTO. What is the final time and speed at the end of the straight for those two? That'd be very nice if I could find that out. So the 288's obviously in B class, and the DBR9's in A class. And maybe those two should be switched. You never know. I know the Ferrari 288 GTO was in A class in PGR3, but it's a bit of a monster in PGR4. And we've overtaken 5 out of 7 cars, and we have 2 minutes 50 left. This may turn out to be ridiculous, although they were bunched up quite a lot, and the other cars are over there, so a little bit of time away. But I'm getting more used to this a bit. And I do like this track. And this may be the only track I remember from playing PGR4 online back in the day, back in 2007, 2008. But this track came up a lot in multiplayer, I remember. That is one thing that happens with this car. When you let off the accelerator and turn, it does randomly start skidding. And that's the issue I had when I was trying to get a good lap out of it. It has weird handling characteristics. When you got the power down, it grips and it's great. But when you release the power slightly, it like oversteers dramatically in a weird fashion. And there's our last car with 1 minute 33 left. Some of these overtakes are bordering ridiculous on the easy side. This car is flying through this this track though. I'm going to go for another car, see if I can get another car. Oops. He says it as he crashes. That was a really good race up until then. Really getting the feel for it. Did they really make the Caparo with 6 colours? A very niche car like this, do you really think they had 6 colours available? I highly doubt it. But this is great. Great to drive, actually. On a bigger track like this with longer angled corners. Oh, get out of the way. In fact, get in the barrier. Dead. But yeah, with longer tracks and longer corners, this is a lot better. It was a bit annoying to drive on F1 circuit. I think that's the first time in an overtake we've overtaken 1 more than we needed. Got 8 out of that. And killed the driver as well, that's a bonus. There we go. Lovely stuff. Halfway through this championship. I think there's about an hour gone though. It's going to be a long episode, as I said. 16,000, nearly 17,000. And where are we? See, Aston Martin, that Jacek came second. Am I even saying that right? I keep saying his name like that. I'm not sure if that's right either. But, let's have a look. What's going on? I think the Ferrari came third there, so a nice little cushion for us. It's quite cool that in the crowd, they're waving the flags of everyone competing. I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. All the members competing, they wave those flags. So let's just test that then. Yep, see, there's a flag there for Louise. I'm trying to think what it is. It's not Finland, is it? Denmark's is more central. I think that's Finnish. So I think all the flags in the crowd, there's a German one there. And a Belgian one. Yeah. That's my theory. I think it's right. So all the flags in the crowd are from the competitors. Or flags of the competitors, should I say. Oh, crap. Is that the DBR9? Actually in a decent position. Oh crap, I didn't realise it was that corner. And there's the Irish flag there, I think I saw. It's not the Finnish flag, is it? Is it Norway? I've just realised the Finnish one's like blue, isn't it? And red and something. I don't know, my flag knowledge isn't brilliant. I don't know if you've noticed so far. We've got Juan, though, behind us. That's definitely the Mexican flag, I can tell you that. With a name like Juan as well. We've got to know that. Because if I looked at a name, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between a Finnish and a... I forgot the other country I was comparing it to. Norway, that's the one. We're back in first. Oh, I keep forgetting it's that corner. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was assuming we're going down that straight because we haven't done this hairpin in so long and I'm back in fourth place again. I just like trading places. Got all that work to do again. You'll be amazed how much you don't concentrate... Oh, God, what just happened there? You'll be amazed on how much you don't concentrate on the game when you're talking and trying to say interesting things other than just saying what's happening exactly in the race right this moment. You can get out of the way, Andreas. Right, last lap. Can't make any silly mistakes now. Understeering. Big time. Great corner. Two great corners. Right, there's a hairpin here. Let's remember this. Brake here. That was what I was supposed to be doing on all the other laps. I love the way they are waving the rest of the world flag like that's actually a thing. Absolutely fantastic. I support you. You're from the rest of the world. I love that country. Oh, that sounds fruity through that tunnel. Terrible corner. We'll take that. Fastest lap somehow. And I was giving the AI a bit of trouble there to control the car after the finish. 17,500. Very nice. This bit comes up far too often. And this bit we can't skip, as per usual. I'm actually going to Google that right now, because that's annoying me. Because I know I've probably got that flag completely wrong. Yeah, Finland's white and blue. I should have known that one. And it's Norway, innit? It's got to be Norway. No, it's not Norway. What the hell am I? That must be Denmark then. Honestly, what the hell is my... Yeah, that is Denmark. I thought Denmark's one had a central cross, but I'm an idiot. Ignore that. And we'll move on from the flag quiz of the day. Right, another overtake. So, judging by the previous overtakes, this should be a stroll in the park. A lot of cars to overtake though, 16. That is more than average, but they are in F class, or G class even, are they? They're the Cortinas again. And I'm going to get fed up of turning right in this one. Oh dear, things happening again, where you get vacuumed to the back of them. God, it is actually really annoying when they're right in the racing line. To go on the inside of them and just completely slow up. Like so. I want to know who pays all these drivers to drive around really slowly, waiting for you to overtake them. That must be such a boring job. Imagine that interview. Right, so your job is to get a really slow car and have someone in a ridiculously quick car just go past you over and over again. How does that sound? That was actually close. I wasn't even looking at the time there, but we only just did that by a couple of seconds. I did get stuck on the back of them a few times, but at least that's a quick event. That's one thing, and still 15,000 kudos, so that's a lot, really. I don't know if you get the same amount of kudos for the hardcore difficulty as normal. That's an interesting thing to look at. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that one. But with one more stage to go, we probably will get over 100,000 if we win it. Couldn't tell you what it was, though. We'll have to see. And we finish things off with the street race. We've had a lot of street races in this. And I don't think this is going to be the best car for this, because there's basically just straights. So potentially we might not win it. Depends how we take the corners. It looks like just a couple corners straight onto some straights, and trying to get around these guys is a pain in the arse. I mean, we'll do all right for the first bit like this. We'll get ahead of them, then I can probably block for the rest of it. Now, to be fair, no, it is all right. Because it... Oh, that was very close. Because it handles so well, it kind of enables you to go really quick around there. Like, the ultimate aero would be a bit dodgy through that bit, I would have thought. But I am getting more used to this car, which is good. Flying past the supercar concept. And yeah, that's F50 GT is quick. There's no doubt in that. Oh, and there goes the supercar back round. And yeah, that's quite quick as well once it gets going. Will I be able to catch this by the end of the third lap? That's the question. Good up to this speed. Then when we get into 6th gear, it's not so much of a Speed orientated gear for the Caparo. Crap. That was obviously going to happen. I don't mind a second place in this whatsoever, though. And he causes us to crash, but we're in the draft zone, so we might keep up for 3/4 of it or so. I can take this right, which I can, because he'll slow down there. Get back in the draft zone. And that's full speed. Straight into the back of him. Got a lot of kudos for that. And, yeah, first place. A little lead now. So I don't think you can take this full speed this bit, because, in fact, I started way too wide out there. But yeah, now getting more used to this. This is a weapon of a car, really. You could potentially use this for most events. It'll be very good for speed traps, because coming out of corners and putting the power down, it is quite monstrous at it. And there's barely any speed cameras that are like on the end of long straights like this, so yeah, good car. And that puts us over 100,000. Not that we even need it now, because we've bought most of the packs. I could probably go around the end and buy every other pack. After arcade mode, potentially, as well. We might have enough for most of it, other than the gamer pick pack. And also, which I didn't show you, they do have track packs in the shop to unlock them for like custom matches and stuff, which is a very weird thing to do, considering they're all available in the campaign. So quite flabbergasted why they've done that, but we'll see what that does for us. We could potentially go to 7th. I'm feeling a 7th place right now. Right, there we go. Macau Masters Championship. And we are indeed in 7th. And not far away at all now. Again, Calvin Barnes. Was he in that one? He must have been. I didn't check that. I know that Jacek guy was in it, because obviously he's just shot up there. Mariko wasn't in it. Andreas was in it. Stefani wasn't in it. But yeah. 74 points behind. So by 2 or 3 more championships, we could be top spot. But 7th place is looking good. Looking very good. Nearly 300,000 kudos as well. And we will have a qualifier. But do we need to still put in a... Ah, there you go. That answers that for us. We are 7th place. And we did not need to put in a qualifying lap time. So I don't know what position we were in last time. Maybe it's like the top 10 or the top 8 or something where you don't need to put in a lap time. But for the next episode, we can just go straight to the Major Championship and Shanghai and get them 50 points if we win it, obviously. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We are nearly there. And I will see you in the next episode.